Hi, Mark, and welcome to Loyalty Economics. 5 minutes, one expert answering the question. If you were to choose the most important factor in loyalty economics, which would it be and why?
Interesting question. I think for me, reach in its broadest sense is probably one of the core metrics, but it actually splits out into a couple of different areas. So there is reach in the more traditional metric of like penetration. So, when you look at your sales coming through your loyalty program, what reach do you have of those sales? Are you capturing, in essence, a fair share of the sales coming through? And typically, I would look at baskets, not dollars. Your ability to reach into the dollar side of it is normally easier because you can pick up your high loyals. But when you look at baskets, what you're also starting to see there is your lighter buyers. So you're looking for a high reach number, high penetration number within your baskets, essentially. But then I'd also argue that the other side of reach is really your ability to continue to reach those customers. So, I talk about loyalty a lot as being, a channel to reach light buyers. I think if you take anything away from kind of what Byron Sharp was pointing out when he was talking about loyalty, he was saying you're not going to get growth out of that kind of top 20% of customers. Yes, they're valuable, but that's not how a brand will grow. And I think that is wholly true. But you do get growth out of those lighter customers. That kind of 50% of your sales from maybe 70, 80% of your customer base. What loyalty does a really good job of is capturing those customers. So when they come in, they make a purchase, but they don't necessarily come back that often. That's why they're liked. They're shopping in different other stores, other brands. So a retention metric is a really interesting one there. So when you look at retention, what you're looking at is if it's grocery, say 12-week over 12-month. So you're saying of the customers I saw in the last year, how many have I seen in the last month or last 3 months? Sorry. So that kind of 12-week over 12-month metric is quite an important one. In grocery, it'll be different in other sectors, in other categories. But what you're looking for there is your ability to keep those customers coming back and your ability to engage those customers. So it's different to churn because churn can be quite a negative metric. With churn, you're making decisions on customers having lapsed or disappeared. And they very rarely disappear. So certainly in grocery, they don't just stop coming. They might reduce their basket. They might reduce their frequency. But overall, they're still going to pop in every now and then. And so, looking at retention is a much more positive metric because it's like your ability to get back to those customers. And so if somebody hasn't shopped with you for a period of time, your messaging needs to change. Maybe it's a little bit more brand-led rather than offer-led. But you're looking at retention in the sense of your reach into the lighter buyers to engage those. And you're looking at your penetration of baskets in making sure that the current customers coming in are seeing the program and seeing value in the program. So that's kind of how I look at reach as a kind of split metric. But overall, what it's trying to look at is how are you penetrating into your total customer base.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's such a great view on how to address not only the top 20%, but that broader metric and the broader segment that sometimes not everyone is encouraged to focus on. Really, really appreciate your time.
No worries. Thank you.